Good evening everybody, this is Stephen Howson, this is Full Time Devils, this is tomorrow's transfers today. The video where we go through everything that's going on in the world of transfers throughout the transfer window, Monday to Friday, to give you the lowdown and actually break down what is going on. We're not here for clickbait, we're not here to say we're signing every single person. We would rather drill down into the actual facts of what is going on with the transfer than give you a load of rhubarb. We're not about that. So today we are going to be talking about Lucas Moura. That sort of exploded today, didn't it? And there's a couple of absolute nonsense websites and nonsense channels that are feeding the fuel in that fire. Well, not here, not at Full Time Devils, not on my watch. So let's drill down into what it is. So the MEN, clickbait masters, chief bullshitters, essentially. They've said that Gazzetta dello Sport said that he said he's joining. That's not actually what they said, and the good folks at Sport Witness, who I recommend, if you're not following Sports Witness, you go follow Sports Witness and read the forensic way that they go through everything, every single report. So someone just can't say reports in Italy have said, reports in Brazil have said. They go down into it and they find all of what is going on and they give you the facts as it appears in public. So what they said is, in Sports Witness, they just not really interested in that. It's not usually source material, so they don't usually go for it. And it says Gazzetta dello Sport put this tiny little column in there, which means it's probably not their info and probably isn't much interest to them at Sports Witness. And it says, it said, Lucas Moura says yes to Manchester United story, if you want to call it that, in Gazzetta dello Sport. Which has been picked up and passed off as the Italian newspaper's exclusive. It wasn't Gazzetta dello Sport's exclusive. It was them almost doing a roundup like some other people do. But because it was in Gazzetta dello Sport, everyone else is saying Gazzetta dello Sport said this. It's not what they said. What Sports Witness think happened is that Gazzetta dello Sport picked up a news from Telefoot, and it said, Lucas Moura wants to move to Manchester United above all other options at his disposal. Now, the nightmare is, this has been circulating for 3-4 days. I think the last time I did tomorrow's transfers today, that was one of the things that he favours. It might not have been, I mean, there's been transfers all over the place. He favours a move to Manchester United above everybody else. Essentially saying, he would like to join United. There's half a dozen teams that are in for him. United's the one that he wants to join. That's not new news. But the way that this stuff gets passed around from one place to the next, from one place to the next, and then I think at one point last season we actually found the Daily Star started a rumour. That rumour got picked up by Italy, and then the Daily Star reported that there was reports in Italy, and the reports in Italy pointed all the way back to the Daily Star. This is the madness of the transfer window that we are in. So, does that mean that Lucas Moura is not joining Manchester United? I'd love to sit here and say, no, it's complete and utter rubbish. However, he might be. Because the next article, which is in Sport Witness, again, they've drilled down into this again, and they're saying that sources in Brazil, original sources, remember, this is the key here that we're talking about, believe that Lucas Moura is going to be going to Manchester United. There's a bit of discrepancy over a fee. Some are saying 25, some are saying 40. But there is some information, is what Sports Witness have deducted, going around in Brazil about a potential Manchester United move. So all of the thing that we've just said, the fact that none of the people that are reporting things as being done have a pissing clue what they're talking about, that being said, it's still a potential, according to some of these sources in Brazil, which you would imagine have got links to the player at least. So, if I was going to rate it, I haven't a clue. How about that? Next one on the bullshit radar is Belotti. Now, this is a guy that we was linked with. I think there was probably a good chance that he was our third choice striker in the summer. Lukaku being number 1, Morata being number 2. And I get the feeling that Belotti was on the radar, probably 3 or 4 on that list for a number 9 for us. Duncan Castles, Jose Mourinho's old mate, you know, he reckons he's done an exclusive here for Yahoo. He's got good links, hasn't he, with Mourinho. It's one that you kind of have to listen to. He's saying that Belotti tops the list of people who are going to replace Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, I don't get that. I don't get that at all, because Belotti's going to come in at a crazy fee. Crazy fee dictates that you start. And he's not going to play 4-4-2 with 2 what are essentially target men, is he? So, as much as I would like to say could be in for another striker here, Duncan Castles with the links that he clearly has to Jose Mourinho, I've got to say, I'm not feeling that one, if I'm being completely honest. The next one, Fellaini. So, Marouane Fellaini, I've got a feeling Marouane Fellaini is on the out and out. There's clearly talks going on about his contract. We're here, he wants to be here. Madness that either of them figures are being discussed, but that's the case. He's free to negotiate with other clubs as his current deal runs out at the end of this season. United obviously want to extend, probably protect the investment in him a little bit rather than see him walk away for free. But there's reports coming out suggesting that he's told Mourinho that he wants to leave. Sky Sports are saying that no decision's been made from either side, from Fellaini whether he's going to stay or go, or from Mourinho whether he's going to stay or go. And there's obviously a big link with Paris Saint-Germain at the moment. If you saw that goal Paris Saint-Germain scored at the weekend, I have no idea how Fellaini fits in and improves that side. Unless he's going to be their plan B, which I don't get with him at the moment, because his plan B at United, I don't think he's ever going to be plan A. He's certainly not going to be plan A at Paris Saint-Germain. I can understand him wanting to go somewhere where he's as valued as he was perhaps at Everton. He's not going to get that at Paris. He's not going to get that at United. Is Turkey the other linked option? That could be the one that's actually on the cards for him there. It remains to be seen. Next one that we're going to talk about is Leon Bailey, and it's the MEN quote in Build. And they've basically just gone with the most tenuous link that they ever could have, and it's absolute nonsense. So, Leon Bailey admitted it's his dream to play in the Premier League after being linked with a move to Manchester United. That's what they've chose to go with as the first line of this article. Now, Leon Bailey admitted it's his dream to play in the Premier League. That's where the full stop should be. The fact that you're linking him to Manchester United doesn't mean that he's admitted he wants to play, it's his dream to play in the Premier League after you linked him. Those two things are unrelated. The fact that you're linking him and he said it's his dream doesn't mean that what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it look like he's been linked to Manchester United, he was asked about it, and then he said it was his dream. That's not how it went down. This is classic clickbait bullshit from a formerly great newspaper, and that is the absolute turd of journalism that is the MEN. It's an absolute disgrace. But it's one of the biggest Manchester United outlets, so we have to talk about it, which does my tits in. So essentially, what they're saying is, they've pulled a quote out from, is it from Voller? Yeah. Sporting directors Rudy Voller's admitted that they would be open to offers for crazy sums, and here's the quote for quote word. Exactly what he said. So he says, "Of course I have a dream club, but I will not tell. Basically, England was and still is my dream, and if I keep working hard, I'm sure it will work someday." That's it. That is it. There is no mention of Manchester United. The leading question wasn't asking about Manchester United. They just decided to link another player and another name to Manchester United, and it's an absolute disgrace. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and I'm going to read some of the comments out for everybody there in the mixer. Replace Blind with De Ligt from Ajax. It's not a bad shout, to be honest. What about Peter Crouch? If you know, then you know. Goodbye Butterfly says the MEN is an absolute load of wank. They've been trying hard to funnel their traffic to their site filled of clickbait and mountains of adverts. I've got a little tip for you. If you are navigating the MEN website, before you're assaulted by 47 adverts, if you're on Safari at least, anyway, there's like 3 lines in a corner of where the address is. Click that, it removes all the adverts. I will show you exactly what it looks like. This will be reversed because of the way this camera works, but essentially, it removes all of the adverts and you just get the text like that. Thank me later. That's how we should be navigating the MEN. Is Lucas a good crosser? Lucas Moura's an inverted winger. He's a left-footed winger. Is he a left-footed winger? He's a player that comes in on his left foot, and he's a player that goes around the outside. I wouldn't say he's a crossing winger. No, I wouldn't, to be honest. Get Toby, Alderweireld. Centre-half, I don't think is our issue. I think Alderweireld's an absolutely belting player, though. Can I say that? Go for Riyad Mahrez. I agree on that one, mate. I absolutely agree on that one. I think he's clearly available. He's going to improve Liverpool if he goes there. He would offer us a lot more balance on the right-hand side for us. So I would be way more up for Mahrez than I would be for going Lucas Moura. He had his chance 5 years ago. So no, I'm not digging that at all. Think we need a left-back like Alexandro. I'm just going to put it to you. What about Luke Shaw? Now I understand Luke Shaw is injury prone, but can we not put faith in somebody for someone once? Can we not have the patience to allow somebody to go for it? Ready for a month of bullshit? We're actually, we're 10 days into it, aren't we already? We're not doing bad. We're doing all right. We should replace Mkhitaryan with Zaha. Now, I actually did do a lot of watching of Zaha, getting rave reviews this season, but he's not what we need. He's not coming into the box to create. He's looking for that end product himself. So I would have to say no, I'm afraid. Defo Mahrez over Moura. Please, Mourinho, get Moura, Mahrez.